welcome to SveNFL.
What's up, y'all?
It's Jonathan Rollins.
Schif from Sarah.
And we are two Americans living in Sweden talking about football. Yeah, man. It's going to be both our teams lost. My college team lost. This is the worst year of football for me, you know, because the aftermath of my team losing, y'all get to see bottoms out again. In the life of this podcast, my team has ripped it all apart and started over. It's the second time, and this podcast, we're in our 6th season. There's no reason a team should have 2 full reboots.
Yeah.
Because the first one started at the beginning of the podcast. We started. I guess we could get right into it because it is the first game too. Dolphins got their ass beat. Yeah, I didn't. Thankfully, the loss didn't hurt as much as it should have because I had a personal loss that hurt more than anything that's happened in my life. So I found out while watching the Dolphins game. I found out about my uncle passing while I was watching the game, and so the game didn't hurt as bad. But man, I was like, to me, that's one of the things I was like, well, at least he didn't see this shit. That was like something I took as a point of positivity out of when I'm trying to find the light in the tunnel. It was like, man, well, the last time he saw the Dolphins play, they beat your Falcons.
Which we joked about, that I was glad that even though I never met him, I know he means a lot to you.
Yeah.
I was glad that even though I had not ever met this man, that I was able to provide him with something.
Something on the way out. Yeah.
I'm leaving here with something. And I'm just glad the Falcons were that something.
Yeah, man. Falcons looked out, man.
I'm leaving here with something.
So,
you know, at least they've managed to be useful to someone.
Yeah, so I was watching the game. I did see every play and all that stuff, but I was kind of out of it. I do know that there were opportunities at the beginning. The Dolphins got ahead at the beginning, and then they just kept shooting themselves in the foot and looking incompetent. And then at first, the defense was keeping them in the game, and then all of a sudden, just all these turns. I was like, it was too much. The defense was on the field too much, and then Lamar Jackson is still Lamar Jackson. He had a very efficient game. He didn't have to do much, but he had 4 touchdowns.
They had a lot of good field position because of some turnovers and stuff.
Yeah.
So it meant that he, like you said,
he
didn't have to do too much. Also, it was his first game back from a hamstring injury, so you could tell like they were trying to make sure, let's keep this guy in the pocket.
Yeah.
They didn't really run him that much.
No, it was smart, man. This was a smart team. Like it was two opposites, right? This is the team, and as I said before the game, this is the team that always puts us in our place. We always have this whole this thing going, even all the way back to the Wildcat, and then we play the Ravens, and it's like a wake up call because that is a real football team that is run properly, where there's a real coach and a real scheme and a real identity. And the Dolphins are the fucking Democrats, man. They're just like, oh, we're not the Bills. We're not the Patriots. It's like it's a toothless thing.
It's a fair point because, like, I think we would agree that there are certain teams in the league that have, like you said, a philosophy, an identity, a way we think about them. We're going to talk about one of these teams later, the Steelers, who, we always think of them as like a defensive-minded team, and we've been sort of dunking on their defense because they've been so bad, and they really showed up this week.
Yeah.
The Ravens are one of them. And then you have this class of teams who have no real identity whatsoever. Your Dolphins, my Falcons fall into that category as well.
And it's been the Chargers too. That's been the Chargers, but the Chargers seem like they're getting an identity, and it's like that's what sometimes the owners get in their own way.
It's almost like hiring the right coach kind of matters.
Yeah, the worst is when the coach was there already. We'll get. I guess we're here. I mean, the Dolphins after the game, they fucking fired the general manager.
Yeah,
and now the fire sale has begun. they've already traded away Jalen Phillips. I don't know if you saw that. And
I did.
And they're like, there's offers or whatever. They're talking about Jalen Waddle. All the Jalen's are going to be gone.
Yeah, I figure we'll get deeper into this conversation on Thursday because today, Tuesday, is the trade deadline.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we'll talk about
Thursday, we'll really be able to kind of like, the dust will settle. We'll be able to unpack all this stuff that's going on with the Dolphins, as well as all these other players who are going to, change cities and stuff. For me, the one part of this game that had me the most excited, but also made me feel bad because I'm your friend and I know you're a Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for what's his name? Who's the receiver? Is it Malik Washington? Is he number 85?
No, that's the other Washington, right?
Who's 85? You've got this guy on your
Greg Dulcich? Or are you talking about 84?
85?
There's Taj Washington.
Or maybe I'm talking about 84. I'm talking about
Taj
84.
Washington, yeah.
Yeah. So he starts the game with a fumble, right?
Yep.
Which sets them up for a touchdown. And then at the end of the game, Tua throws this guy a pass. This wasn't really his fault, but he just got that moment was the moment that just sort of like encapsulated everything that you could possibly say about the Dolphins.
Yeah.
He gets picked off by my man, former Bulldog Malachi Starks. And Starks mosses him.
Yeah.
And then he puts a move on him, like you put him on skates, right? Gets around him, and then as soon as he's trying to recover after being put on skates, he got absolutely fucking walloped. It's just like, oh my god! Me and Isak rewatched that play like 5 times. It was just like, oh my god!
And then for us, me and you, we made a quick bet for the Thursday game. That Devon Achane was going to get 53 yards receiving. And then we were going to hit a parlay if he did that. And Mark Andrews had 3 receptions. We had this parlay set up. And then Devon Achane catches this pass on a wheel route for like 16 yards. And he had 39 yards at the time. That would have put him over the 53 that we needed. And then John Harbaugh does not like us at all. So he challenged. So we hit the bet for like 2 minutes.
Oh, man.
And then Achane doesn't catch the ball the rest of the game. I was like, no, we had a chance. This was just everything. Everything was just bad. Everything was bad, man. So, yeah, that was it. My Dolphins are done. They're going to have to start all over. And it's going to be, I told my brother-in-law, like, we have a Dolphins group chat. And I just told the group chat, expect 2 years of fucking sadness. Like, it's going to be 2, like, this isn't the bottom. We're going to, because they got this Tua contract that they just signed, and they're gonna have to stick that out unless they want to be like Denver did with Russell Wilson, or like Cleveland's doing with this. Like it's like $55 million guaranteed or some shit. Like it's like we're gonna have the head of a salary cap hit that's insane. We'll see. And then our first asterisk, we got it out the way. Right away, right? Because I picked the Bears to beat the Bengals, and you said, no, John, I love Cincinnati.
Well, to be fair.
hey,
okay,
it's results based.
Yes, but this was the wildest game of the week.
Yes, oh yeah, 100%. Insane. We were talking about it in the chat, too.
If you haven't seen this game, every once in a while I usually, if there's a game I haven't seen, I'll go back, I'll watch the short highlights. I'm fine with that. But every once in a while, there's a game where it's like, you know what? I might need to go back and either watch this whole game or watch the game in 40 because this thing was just absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row, the Bengals have just absolutely like destroyed their fan base, right? Yeah. Last week, they put up 38 points. They lose to the Jets. This week was even worse than that loss, I think. Because here's the scenario. You're right before the 2-minute warning. Bengals have the ball. Joe Flacco throws a pick. They're down by 14 points. You're basically thinking to yourself, this game's over. people are heading towards the exits.
Yeah.
Right? The stadium's starting to empty out.
Yeah.
Bengals managed to get the ball back.
Oh, I want to say when that happens, every time that happens, I hope the other team comes back because fuck you for being a fan that leaves. Don't turn your back on your team.
100%.
Yeah.
And then that motherfucker, if they had won, that motherfucker would be talking about how he was there and saw the most crazy comeback of all time.
Yep.
And you're lying. So Bengals get the ball back. 2 minutes to play. Joe Flacco and T. Higgins had some kind of wizardry going on in this game. T. Higgins was making some of the craziest catches in this game. So they scored a touchdown. They go for 2 and they get it, right? Which means it's now a 7. They've got a chance to, or I can't remember, or were they down by 15? Whatever. They get to the point where, yeah, exactly. They go for 2, which means that if they get the next touchdown, then they're going to be in the lead. They go for the onside kick. They recover the onside. You know how many? Do you know what the success rate of recovering an onside kick is right now?
Was it like 5%?
It's 3%.
Damn. And they made it go up. Especially you gotta talk, you gotta like say you're doing it and all of that. Yeah.
Exactly. They get it. They score the touchdown. They kick the extra point. They're up by 1. But the problem was they left. They managed. The crazy part about this is that they still left 57 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah,
I mean, you're down by 14 points with 2 minutes to go, and you manage to erase that deficit, and you leave 57 seconds on the clock. It's crazy.
It's insane.
And look, Caleb Williams, he did what he needed to do, and he deserves credit for winning this football game. That being said, this pass across the middle to Colston Loveland,
it's a bad idea.
That fucking safety's inability to put hands on him. He hit
him like moment, shoulder,
and essentially what he did, there were 3 Bengals players coming towards this guy.
Yeah.
The guy who got there first decides to hit him with his shoulder, and this giant 6'4", 200 and something pound guy essentially he doesn't just not get tackled. He gets pinballed away from all the other people who were trying to tackle him, and all of a sudden he's got nothing but green grass and just
outrun him. Yeah, amazing. I couldn't believe that shit.
Terrible defense. The Bengals offensive players were just in full meltdown mode after the game when they were being interviewed. Like they were literally throwing their own defense under the bus.
Oh shit.
If you hear an interview from Chase Brown, he's like, after what we just did to erase that deficit, make a fucking play. The defense needs to be him and Jamar Chase were just like freaking out on the defense. So there is turmoil in that locker room. You have 2 weeks in a row where Joe Flacco, do you know that Joe Flacco since going from the Browns to the Bengals has gone from being the worst quarterback in the NFL to being the best quarterback in the NFL.
This is why Mike Tomlin was mad. Why you bring this guy around? Yeah,
he has been statistically the best quarterback in the NFL.
That receiver core is, man.
Also, another interesting point: Joe Flacco never gets sacked.
Yep,
he almost never gets sacked. And all of the other players. I'm not saying that Joe Flacco is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. No, that is not what I'm saying.
Yes,
however, what I am saying is that if Joe Burrow is smart, he needs to think about what kind of quarterback he wants to be when he gets healthy, because we've said it a million times, the best ability is availability. And all of these players are having statistically better seasons with Joe Flacco than they did with Joe Burrow because Joe Flacco doesn't get injured, because he gets rid of the ball quick. He doesn't hang on to the ball. He doesn't hang on to the ball and wait for a play to develop. He just says, you know what? T. Higgins is better than your cornerback. I'm throwing it to him.
I'm throwing it to him. He got it.
Period.
He's gonna catch it. Your cornerback's gonna fall, and he's gonna run in the end zone.
Yeah. Okay. Credit to the Bears, because Ben Johnson was in his bag, bro. there were some fun ass plays in this game.
Hell yeah!
They scored on it. They had Caleb Williams caught a touchdown pass on a Philly special. They also ran a double pass. They threw in both quarterbacks.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Where they had both Williams and Bagent on the field, and then he pitches the ball, or he threw the ball a backwards pass to Bagent. And then Caleb Williams did like a little bit of a wheel route out to the left, and then Bagent just threw a fucking dime right to Caleb. Like when he threw it all the way across the field, I was like, "Is that a good idea?" Like that just feels like a bad idea, but it totally worked. Interesting, very very interesting game.
Yeah,
hard to really assess. Like, I mean, look, the Bears are 5-3.
You know what? I still feel like, and he won. You said they're 5-3. Watching him, it doesn't work for me.
He's so quick to bail out of the pocket.
I'd be mad if I was a receiving core.
And it's really kind of odd in a game where you have, you score 47 points, and yet you only threw for 280 yards.
Yeah.
And you even have like one of your receivers, Rome Odunze, 0 catches in this game. It's like, it's just kind of a weird. I mean, Colston Loveland was kind of the star of the show. He had 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. And also I think the one sort of like pump the brakes thing here is the Bengals have the worst defense in the NFL, period. Yeah. So, you can't really judge a team based on how well they perform against the Bengals.
Damn. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be pulling that miracle thing they normally do when they rattle off wins at the end. A little bit of an upset here. The Vikings beat the Lions 27-24. That caught people off guard. J.J. McCarthy comes back and reminds everybody why he's the starting quarterback of that team. With 140.
Look, yeah. I mean, this was a game where you had, I think sometimes you see a game and you realize that one team is ready to go from the jump more so than the other team. I think Flores had this defense hungry to play early in the game. Jared Goff was under constant pressure. He got sacked 5 times. They had a great response to this running back duo. They held both Montgomery and Gibbs to under 50 yards rushing, which was kind of the key to the game, really.
Yep.
And J.J. McCarthy played pretty well. He played pretty well.
It wasn't. I was joking.
Yeah, it was still a pretty tight game, and you kind of expected the Lions to crawl their way back into it. But at the end of the day, it was just it was too much. Like once you can't get the run game going, and you've got Goff, sort of expecting to get sacked on every play. It led to some issues moving the ball downfield for sure.
And St. Brown got hurt. Did he come back? I saw when he went out.
I think he came back, didn't he?
Because didn't he go to the locker room?
Maybe.
I was thinking he's going to come back if it's not a concussion protocol thing, but I didn't see him back in the game because I had predicted him to get 150 yards, and he got 97. So I was like, that probably would have held true if he stayed in. I don't know.
This was a big win for the Vikings, who improved to 4-4. Mm-hmm. The NFC North feels pretty wide open still.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I'm TBD on JJ McCarthy.
Where you at on Jordan Love?
I have always been. I've always said this. I do not dislike Jordan Love.
Yeah.
But I have never completely understood the hype train that tends to form around him.
Yeah, the media is like it's quick. they really loved this guy last year, and then this year they're like, okay, this is the year. Every year it seems like they're saying this is the year. They kind of did that with Josh Allen, and that turned out to be the thing. And they've been doing it with Justin Herbert too. But it feels like if they do it with enough of them, maybe one of them will turn out the right way.
I actually think it has more to do with the Green Bay Packers as an organization than anything.
Yeah,
because we're so used to this. We're so used to this storyline that the Packers have only had, 2 quarterbacks. He's only their third quarterback over the last, 30 years?
Yeah.
Or 40 years?
Yeah.
Because Brett Favre had such a long, successful career, as well as Aaron Rodgers. And I think everybody just wants this Packers no quarterbacks narrative to be true.
Yeah.
And it might be. It might be.
I mean, it's the way they
said, how many times did they say during the broadcast? Because this just happened to be Jordan Love's 27th birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they said 100 times during the broadcast of this game. And it could have been more because I was watching Red Zone and I heard it 100 times, which means I wasn't even watching the whole game.
Yeah.
They talked about how Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers all won Super Bowls in their 27th year of life.
Oh, my God.
And I'm just like, come on, stop it, you guys. Like, stop doing this. They played terrible. And to be fair, the Panthers, have really started to figure some shit out, I think, for the most part.
Look at Bryce Young was not. I don't know. It looked like a defensive struggle. It was just like Dowdle was the guy.
The Panthers defense played quite well.
That's what surprised me, that the Packers couldn't put it together.
This game was more or less a snooze fest forever. It was like, 6-3 for a long time.
Yeah.
Or 6-7 rather. I don't know. I don't know what to say about the Packers. I think I'll say what I've always been saying about the Packers, which is that I'm just not ready. I do not think that, I don't care how much you try to sell me this idea that they don't need a number one wide receiver. You're wrong. You're 100% wrong.
Watson looked good though. Watson had a couple big catches and then he went out.
He did. However,
there's an injury.
Okay. I don't know what your take is on, the Packers were wearing this 1923 throwback uniforms. A lot of people had takes on the helmets.
Yeah,
the helmets were painted to look like these old leather
like a burnt apple pie.
Well, the thing that was funny about it was that it was so. We were watching it with the family and stuff. And who is it? Is it Romeo Doubs wears the Guardian cap? I think.
Oh, okay.
Right. So his helmet's bigger than everybody else's, and it's not as shiny as all the other helmets. So from a distance, Saga pointed it out first. He was like, "Who's the guy who looks like a cake pop?"
Man, I could use a cake pop right now.
And I was like, once she said it, I couldn't unsee it. I was like, yeah, he kind of looks like a cake pop. He's got this giant chocolate cake on his shoulder, little tiny body, and his big ass brown ball on top. It's
It seems like it's what
there are also unknowns. The ones we don't know.
That's how I feel about the Packers. How you feel about the Chargers, man? I thought they might drop that to the Titans.
Yeah,
a little bit of a scare.
A little bit of a scare. Not the best game in the world. The Titans defense played really, really well in the first half of the game. They're playing with some pride. I think that you're probably looking at a scenario right now where you have certain teams who are clear sellers at the trade deadline, and you've got players who are out here saying, like, pick me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come and get me.
Yeah.
Buffalo, you need another edge rusher? I want to win a Super Bowl. Come and get this. You know what I mean? I think that's probably what you're seeing from a team like the Titans.
Yeah. I think Justin Herbert should never be your leading rusher. That's what I think.
Agreed. Yeah, I think, from 1 week to the next, you never 100%. Also, the big storyline in this game is that the Chargers lost their star lineman, Joe Alt, again.
Yeah.
probably for the season, I would assume. I don't know. He re-injured the same ankle. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but that made a big difference. It certainly could explain why they were unable to run the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer it's going to take for them to get Amari and Hampton back, but
yeah, they need it.
But yeah, credit to the Chargers. They were able to pull this out. They got into a rock fight and they came out on top.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what about your Falcons, man? I picked your Falcons to win, man. I thought they were gonna pull it out, man, and they were close.
This is so fast. Okay, I went into Sunday. My Bulldogs pulled off a heart attack win against the Florida Gators on Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
So I always love that because I go into Sunday after something like that happens with the mantra of the Falcons cannot hurt me. I am fine with this. I'm already expecting to like the Patriots are playing really well this season.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, we're going to get absolutely stomped in this game. It's fine. I don't even care anymore. And that looked precisely like what was going to happen in this game. The Patriots looked clearly like they were the better team. They have a pretty good defense. They were managing the threat of Bijan and Tyler Algier quite nicely. Bijan only had 46 yards. Tyler Algier had 6. They were taking care of business.
Yep.
Everything was going according to plan for me personally.
And then halftime.
And then the Falcons decided to play football.
Yeah.
And Lord have mercy, did they wake up?
Yeah, right before the half. Yeah.
Did they wake up the fucking, Drake London had just the
highlight after highlight.
performance of it. Like, take your pick, bro. Like, this guy was making catches that people are not supposed to make. He has 3 touchdown catches. All of them are contested. He's making one-handed catches. He's mossing people. He was just, it was like him. For me this week, it was him and T. Higgins as receivers who just had just these out of the universe type performances. Right. And Drake London and Michael Penix Jr. put the team on their shoulders.
Yeah. And
eventually score what should have been the game tying touchdown.
Yeah.
And they score that touchdown. Me and Isak are fucking off the couch.
Yeah.
Pumped. He's like, yes, fuck, this is dope. We're probably going to go to overtime, but it's not a big deal. I got to go take a piss. He goes into the bathroom. Boom. Parker Roma misses the field goal.
I could not.
Bro.
Yeah.
He comes out of the bathroom. I was like, you're not going to fucking believe this.
He's what, a kickoff return for touchdown? No. Missed the goddamn.
No. Unbelievable. Yeah. I'm like, I feel like I could make an extra point.
Didn't they say when he was lining up, like they got rid of Young Way Cool because he's missing? But they said something like that when he came up to kick it too. It's just like, yeah.
And then, of course, and then to make it even more embarrassing, and I watched the tape on this, and I totally disagree. Raheem Morris says after the game there was a sequence. So we missed the field goal. Patriots get the ball. Defense does their job. We get the ball back, right? So we have a chance with under 2 minutes to right this wrong. And I think it was on second down, there was a snap. Penix wasn't ready. He was moving forward when the snap came. So, and then he dirted the ball, and so that he got popped.
For the intentional grounding. Yeah.
After the game, Raheem, and you see it on the tape, that Penix points at a player, and you're like, what's going on here? After the game, Raheem Morris says that the Patriots were clapping to simulate the hard count, which should have, if true, should have been a 15-yard penalty on the Patriots.
Yeah.
I watched the tape. I'm going to be honest. It's not there.
Okay.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. And it's nothing like I don't see anything intentional. And it's also coming from the safety. You can see the safety. He claps his hands to get the cornerback's attention, and he kind of points at something. You could see that they're just trying to communicate with one another. It's not. I want to sit here and tell you that the Patriots cheated, but I can't do it. I just can't.
I mean, they've never done anything like that before. They never cheated.
I know.
What would they cheat? That's weird.
But it's like, even if you think that, Raheem Morris, shut the fuck up. Don't say
don't
that.
even say it. Yeah, you don't want your team to be that team that's doing that.
No.
Let the annoying fans do that. That's for annoying fans, not a coach.
That's for Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. The Giants, they tried to put up a little fight against the 49ers at the end of the game, but it was all bullshit at the end. The 49ers came out and steamrolled them boys at the beginning.
They did. I mean, this was really kind of a McCaffrey game. He ran all over them.
Yes. But there was one player that was 19 for 24 with 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Let's go! I'm starting to root for this dude, man. Like I don't know if I want Brock Purdy to be back behind that center, man. And when you start hearing the rumors that Kyle Shanahan didn't want Trey Lance, he wanted Mac Jones. I don't know if you heard that when he made that big trade, thinking he was going to get Mac Jones, and then the Patriots took Mac Jones. It feels like he knows what to do with him. Mac Jones out here looking like a good quarterback. If he's no pressure, you get pressure on him, he looks like you have a real that guy.
Well, you might get your wish, because what I heard yesterday is that the 49ers have no real timeline for Brock Purdy's return. Shanahan basically said, we're not entirely sure when this toe injury is going to heal. Now, does that mean that he's telling us the truth?
I mean, he's a straightforward.
He is known for lying about injuries.
What?
Or does that mean, as you're suggesting, that he has decided, you know what, I like Mac Jones better than Brock Purdy?
What?
Yeah,
bro. What are you talking about, man?
Exactly.
That's him. He's acting like he don't know what he's talking. Yeah, we know what you're doing there, Kyle. Yeah, but they look the 49. I mean, they just look heads and shoulders above the Giants. I don't know what to say.
They do, and the Giants. Look, the thing is that I'll say this: it does appear. I mean, Jackson Dart. I think they probably found their quarterback in Jackson Dart. This is a guy that, he's
dual threat.
He's dual threat quarterback. He throws a couple of touchdown passes. He also is able to rush for one, as well as he's able to take off and run whenever you need him to. I kind of think they found their quarterback, and the problem was for them is that they also sort of accidentally found their running back too, but obviously Scatterbo got injured last week, and this week you really missed him big time.
I think if I were a Giants fan and the front office, I take solace in that fact that I got my quarterback. I know I have the running back, on the roster, and I could build from there. You got a good defense, and you have your coach. You have your coach that's been looking for Josh Allen light since he got there. He tried to make Daniel Jones that, and it didn't work for him. It's probably you don't have to reset the whole thing. That's what I would think.
I agree.
One quarterback who's going to be playing for the next 10 years is Aaron Rodgers, man.
This was one of the more shocking games of the week for sure. Like I suggested earlier, the Steelers defense has been terrible for most of the season. And based on what I read, it looks like they decided to make some adjustments. Essentially, to keep it simple, they went from the team that played the least too high safety to being using too high safety at the highest rate in this particular game.
It confused the shit out of Daniel Jones.
They basically made the tape that the Colts watched to prepare for this game completely irrelevant.
Yep.
They were in the backfield all night long. They sacked Daniel Jones 5 times.
Yep, making him think an extra second.
Jonathan Taylor, I think, had 3 or 4 carries where he wasn't contacted behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, wow.
He only had 45 yards rushing. They just shut the whole machine down. I mean, the Colts have been the highest scoring offense in the league all season. Now, also, you had multiple turnovers in this game.
Yeah.
You had, I think, 5 or 6 in total. I can't remember. Daniel Jones threw
6.
Yeah, Jones threw 3 interceptions. He lost a couple of fumbles. I think they also muffed a punt or something at one point.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
Yeah. 6 turnovers, and they still only lost the game by 7 points. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Whatever. The Steelers did their job. Yep. Aaron Rodgers is doing precisely what the Steelers had hoped he would do, which was to just come in and kind of bring things up a notch and play consistent football. And
coaching matters, man. Coaching matters. He got to a coach that's not going to have him out here embarrassing the goddamn team. Like, Mike Tomlin is in charge, and Robert Saleh hadn't gotten to that point yet where he had the team. So this was the right team for Aaron Rodgers. It saves him from himself to get somewhere where you're not going to be pulling the strings.
Yeah. I wouldn't be worried about the Colts. I think they're going to be fine. They don't strike me. They've been really good, and they do not feel like a fake winning team like we call out some teams in the past. I think what happened here is that they just got out-schemed by a better coach, period.
Are the Broncos a fake winning team? They're 7-2.
I would say yes.
I would say that as well. Yeah, they're probably going to be the team you bet against in the first round of the playoffs. But they beat the Texans. And another bullshit end the game crazy victory. Yeah.
This was a very defensive battle between 2 of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah.
And it really just kind of came down to a fourth quarter where the Broncos were able to kind of put it together and pull this one out.
Without C.J. Stroud in the game. Remember, he went out with a concussion. So they had Davis Mills back there trying to make lemonade.
He didn't play too bad.
No.
He didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, he just couldn't get them to score.
Yeah, and early in the game, it really felt like, the Texans had Nico Collins back, and it looked like Stroud and Nico Collins were going to have a lovely day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, it happened on a slide.
Yeah.
Where, it's obviously the defender's fault, but at the same time, it was a pretty late slide.
Yeah.
That I think Stroud could have done a better job of protecting himself. I think in some ways. But either way, certainly you hope to see him back. Neither one of these teams really scare me as a real threat, to be honest. Obviously, the Texans are 3-5, but even the Broncos at 7-2. I'm not worried about them as a real playoff threat.
Nah. What about the Jaguars? You worried about? Oh, well, you know what? Before we talk about the Jaguars, we could take a break before we do these West Coast games, and we'll just tell the people what they need to eat if they're in Stockholm. SveNFL is proudly sponsored by Brisket and Friends. Brisket and Friends is the best barbecue in Sweden. Brisket and Friends. Barbecue so good, make you want to slap your grandma. Go there. Get you some good barbecue. Best in Sweden. Now, back to SveNFL. All right, we are back. Don't forget the barbecue break. Now I'm all full and ready to talk about T-Law and Associates, who pulled out this was a crazy game too, man. Because I thought for sure we had bet the under. I thought for sure that this game was going to be low score. I felt so good at the half. There were 9 total points scored. And then at the end of the game, 59 total points scored. And we got to see a team. This was the first time, right, that a team, they got to really exercise this. Both team gets to score in the overtime, and then the other team gets the ball again in the regular season.
Right.
And then touchdown. And then ultimately, Pete Carroll was not out here trying to lose the game, man. He had a different approach.
In an ideal world, you don't want a loss. You want to win. But if you can't get the win, And, sometimes you sell for the tie. A lot of football left to go in the season.
Yeah, he didn't have
Pete Carroll said, fuck Lovie Smith. Yeah. We're going for the win.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game.
Yeah, so
right. But as
but
you suggested, this was a tale of two halves, 6-3 at the half.
Yeah, insane.
Neither team looked very good. And then it just sort of exploded in the second half completely.
Yeah.
Thanks in large part to my man, former Bulldog Brock Bowers.
Oh, yes. They were so glad to have him back, man. Even I was over there. I knew you were going nuts, man. He was making crazy catches and just Gino was like, all right, you want it? You got it, bro. 12 catches, 127 yards. Man.
13 targets, 12 catches, 127 and 3 touchdowns. That first touchdown, that one-handed catch where he's like falling backwards. And, I mean, and then the other one, that one was great. But the second one where he catches the ball across the middle and you look at him, he looks like a tight end, right? Kind of a big guy. He just blasted through the secondary to get to the touchdown. And it was so reminiscent of how he did that when he played for Georgia. Like they would use him.
Can you put your boner down?
They would use him.
Your bone is on the camera. Move
it. They would use Brock Bowers on these bubble screens where they would throw it out to him, and there's players everywhere. And you're thinking, well, this is going to be like a 2-yard gain. And next thing you know, this guy's taking it 4 yards to the house. Like there are certain players who are just special. They just are for whatever reason. You look at him, like a lot of times when they throw the ball to Michael Mayer, their other tight end, I oftentimes think it's Brock Bowers because they have the same shape, right?
Yeah, yes, and close numbers, 87 and 89, right?
Yeah, the numbers same. They look the same from a distance.
Yeah,
but when the ball is in Brock Bowers' hands, he ain't Michael Myers.
Nah.
He's fucking Brock Bowers.
He's more Michael Myers.
Yeah, exactly. I said Michael Myers. I meant Michael Myers. But yeah, like you said, ultimately this game goes to overtime. Jaguars score, obviously. Brock Bowers. And Raiders score as well. A lot of special teams played a part in this game too. You got some good kickoff returns, and punt returns, and stuff like that set them up in good field position. And then ultimately they went for 2. Gino rolls out. He had a player wide open in the end zone. They probably would have won the game. But the defensive line hopped up and swatted the ball down, and that was it. It was over.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like you're expecting I just expected a conversion. It's just like at that part of the game, it's like, oh, okay, whatever the offense does is going to work. That's just how you feel. And all of a sudden, the defensive play wins the game.
I mean, it was a huge day for the Jaguars because not only did they go to 5-3, they're out here thanking the Steelers for beating the Colts. That puts them back in the hunt.
Yeah.
To potentially win this division.
Yeah, but I just do not believe in them at all.
Have they even played the Colts yet? They haven't.
They beat the Texans, I believe. Yeah.
They still have 2 games against the Colts, so that's
it's destiny's in their hands.
A little bit.
The Rams, they're looking like the team of destiny. 6-2 right now, and they did what they were supposed to do. I don't have much to say about this game, man. Matthew Stafford still, it looks like the real MVP and not Drake May, as you were suggesting.
He really, I mean, I argue the narrative, the league wants Drake May to be the MVP.
Of course, yeah.
That being said, you watch a Rams game, are you any more, I can't think of another quarterback I feel more confident in.
No, yeah.
The way this guy so calmly, even under again, the no-look throws, the sidearm throws, he just does whatever he wants.
And is it fair that he has Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams? It's like,
not really.
and then I mean, it is the Saints, but Kyron Williams running for over $1. You know what I'm saying? It's like this team, when they're rolling, they got another player that didn't do much. Oh yeah, Tyler Higbee. I think he's a good, really good pass catcher for him too. But they have another guy too. I can't see it. I don't see it. There's somebody.
Their backup running back even looked great in this game. Blake Corum, he was good.
They must have an injury or something. There's a wide receiver they have that just pops up.
Tutu Atwell.
Yes, Atwell.
Yeah, he's not playing right now, but you're right.
Yeah, it's just like that receiver course. It's underrated, one of the tops in the league with the best coach in the league. It's like, watch out for these guys, man. 49ers better watch the heels, man, because we thought Matthew Stafford was going to be out there like Mike Tyson. My back is broken. But that's not the case, man. He's out here doing his thing.
For the Saints, this was obviously Tyler Shuck's first start.
His middle name is All.
Tyler Shuck.
All Shucks.
Not good. Not great. The Saints are in free fall. Another team that I would consider a seller at the deadline, especially considering the cap situation that they're going to have to deal with next year.
He came into a bad predicament. He knew it, so they can't hold him like even punchable face or not. It's like they got to give. I think he needs 3 to 4 years before they can really assess how he's doing as a coach without a quarterback.
Agreed.
Another coach who needs to get fired is Andy Reid. I'm just kidding. Another great game between these two teams, man. Hopefully they run into each other in the AFC Championship game if things go. This was an asterisk you got right, because I thought the Chiefs were going to beat the Buffalo Bills, who've been looking shaky in victories, but they're still now 6-2, beat the Chiefs, held Mahomes to no touchdown passes and an interception, and yeah. Bills defense standing up for once.
Bills defense played great, and as much as like all of these games, they matter.
Yeah.
And ironically, this one to me matters less.
Yes, every time in the season, the Bills do this, man.
Yeah. I mean, they
probably walk away not feeling like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me in January. You know what I mean? It's like. Do it again. You're probably going to have to do it again in January.
Yeah.
It's just a weird record where the Bills own the Chiefs in the regular season and they just can't beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's, great performance, great win. You see a lot of reasons to feel hope in the Bills' ability to put together a deep playoff run.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And congrats on your asterisk, but not only that, you kicked my ass this week, man. 11-3.
I did kind of kick your ass.
I was getting them wrong, you were getting them right, and you got the asterisk to go with it, man. So, well
it's
done.
Good week.
Speaking of ass whoopings, Seattle came out looking like a goddamn monsters, man. That NFC West, did all of them win this week? Every NFC West team won this week.
Yeah.
They all won. And convincingly, right? Didn't they all? Yes, they all won convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out, y'all. That division might, hey, watch out. They might put 3 in the playoffs.
The Seahawks are one of those teams that's like kind of easy to ignore because they're a West Coast team. They don't get talked about that much.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is like probably the most underrated quarterback in the league, I would argue.
Yep. He's balling.
I mean, the guy was like just fucking perfect at the half. Wasn't he like 16 for 16, like over 250 yards and like 3 or 4 touchdowns at the half? I mean, and their defense is balling all over the place. I mean, obviously the big storyline in this game and the big question is, Dan Quinn, you're getting absolutely boat raced. Why do you still have your star quarterback in the game? And Jaden Daniels, of course, in the fourth quarter. I mean, it must be a season-ending injury. I mean, he dislocated his elbow in a way that Nick Chubb. You remember that the knee injury where his leg just bent? His bro's arm went the wrong way.
What was it? Throwing arm?
No, it was his left arm.
Oh, if that's the case.
I just cut it off. It's fine.
Just cut it.
Your star quarterback leaves the game with an air cast on his arm. This is not a good look.
No, not at all. I get grossed out. I'm sorry. I get
It's tough. It's tough. The Commanders, to me, this is one of my. I can say this is definitely a wine take that I had at the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah,
that
this is definitely a wine take.
Last year was a little bit of a fluke. We're not saying that Jane Daniels is bad. We're just saying that all of those things that were concerns, not only about how they were winning these one-score games last year, but also concerns about him coming into the draft last year, which were, this is an extremely small and fragile quarterback. And it didn't show up last year, but it showed up this year. He's been in and out of games all year for injuries, and now he's finally got one that's probably going to knock him out for the rest of the season. The Commanders are just not, they're not a good football team. At the deadline, because they. But yeah, so yeah, I think the Commanders their season is more or less over at this point.
Damn.
Meanwhile, the Seahawks are probably probably the sneakiest good team in the league this year.
Agreed, man. People didn't have faith.
The weird thing is that they've got this connection. Darnold has this undeniable connection with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
But the part that is sneaky about it is that if you go back and look at their games, this guy's almost always going over 100 yards. But then there's this like roster of like rookies who you've never heard of who are just out here catching touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Guys like Torrey Horton, Cody White, Elijah Arroyo. It's like you never even heard of these dudes, but they're just out here catching touchdown passes.
I heard of Arroyo.
You've heard of it.
Who would have thought that the other NFC West team, the Arizona Cardinals, would beat the Cowboys 27-17? Maybe beat them 27-17 the way they beat them. I didn't see that coming. I was shocked.
You know who thought it?
Who did?
Jacoby Brissett.
Did he say that?
No, I'm just saying, like,
he was balling.
This guy, I mean,
yeah, I've never seen him look so much like a starting quarterback before. Normally he looks like a backup quarterback that's in for a few games type of vibe. That's the vibe he gives out on the field. In this game, man, I'm talking about, I don't know if it's confidence or whatever. Maybe Gannon, Gannon is that type of guy that can build you up, you know what I mean, as a coach. Maybe he's got him built up. But he was up there looking like a quarterback, moving people around, calling out what the defense is doing. Like, I was very impressed with Jacoby Brissett. And 2 years ago, I was thinking, this dude can't throw the ball past, 7 yards. He was dirting the ball at 7 yards, and I was just, okay, he's the end of his career. But something happened, man. Maybe he went to Germany and got a little blood thing or something. I don't know. But they look good. They look better with him than they do with Kyler Murray. Where if it's
100%.
If it's not 4 seconds into the play, he's out of the pocket and running around and making crazy shit happen. That's fun to see, but it's definitely not a recipe for success. So they look better without him.
He got it going on with Marvin Harrison Jr. Trey McBride,
just feeding him makes you think of Flacco, right? Just feeding the guy. Feed the guy that is the guy. And it's these journeymen know, like, hey, I don't know the playbook yet, but I know this motherfucker better than that motherfucker, and this motherfucker getting the ball. And that's what he's targeted Harrison. I think it was his most receptions in the first half ever. He had 6 receptions in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, I think Kyler Murray is probably cooked.
Yeah, they were showing him on the sidelines looking like a rotisserie.
I don't know, but the thing is I don't know who wants him.
Maybe Jerry Jones will want him. He said he wants to make more trades by the trade deadline. He said he's made one. And so we'll know next time when we come back what else they did. But Jerry Jones out here looking like a dum-dum because that defense is porous. That defense is porous, and it needed a really good top 5 defensive player in the league that that was a part of a defense that held a team to 17 points and a loss. Like that's the type of player they need. I'm just saying, I don't know if they had him on the roster, if that would have helped. But Arizona did what they wanted to do. Every time, and then Dallas was making mistakes, man, fumbling the ball. The Dak pick was like, it was dumb, but it was towards the end of the game. They were just throwing it like crazy. But then when they did try to come back, it was through Javonte Williams running the ball. But it looked bad on offense, and if Dallas isn't scoring, they're giving up points. So that's what happened in this game. They were shooting themselves in the foot and getting steamrolled. So,
yeah, it's too bad they don't have a player like Micah Parsons.
Yeah, that would be a dream if they could, if it was possible to get a player like that on their team. That'd be crazy. Who would have thought at the beginning of the year that this is the defense we would be seeing out of them? I want to give a shout out to our Pigskin Pick'em. I don't know how you're doing on that, but I'm in 11th place. I think I was 7 for 7 this week. It's just not a good year for me at all. I don't have a clue what's happening in football. Somebody's name is Smith and Jigba, please. I just saw that now as I'm looking through it, but that's really funny. But the top 3 right now is Partil Packers Picks 1, and then all the McVay. And then in third place is Kick the Field Goal, which is I think Dallas. Oh, I didn't mention that. Dallas should have. These coaches are getting in their own way, man. You got the best kicker in the game. He tried a 68-yarder that didn't make it, but you can't blame him for that. It was the end of the half or whatever. Tried a 68-yarder, but they went for it on 4th down twice, and then they're chasing it for the rest of the game. These coaches are just forgetting. Everybody's doing all this analytics, but it's like I know you think your defense is bad, but their defense held Arizona to 0 points in the 4th quarter. Imagine if they had those 6 points that they chose to go for it on 4th down in kickable territory with the best kicker in the league. Like, you're giving up points every time, man. Just thinking your offense is gonna be, is gonna be there. So I don't know, man. It's a catch-22, I guess. You think you get the field goal and then you give up a touchdown and it's like, oh, we should have gone for it. I don't know, but I can't help. Maybe I'm too old school, but I can't help but thinking like, just take your points. Believe in your defense sometimes. Anyway, that's that. I got some superlatives. I got an MVP out there. There's MVPs. There's a lot of candidates. There was a lot of players that had strong games. The problem was a lot of players had strong games and losses. So I went with a player that had strong game and a victory. And that player has been in the conversation for league MVP. And it's not a quarterback. It's Christian McCaffrey, who's out here doing it on the ground and in the air like FedEx. Christian McCaffrey with his over 170 yards of total offense, but on the ground, he had 106 yards, and in the air, he had 67 yards, averaging 13 yards a catch, man. This guy was doing his thing, so he carried the team to a victory, helping them stay ahead of a game Giants team and helping out the guy who's back. So shout out to Chris McCaffrey. All I got to say to you is,
you the real MVP.
Who you got, MVP? I know who you got. Wait, let me get it ready. Make it easier to go in. Go ahead.
I just feel like it's just rare. It's just I said it before, but it's just maybe it's hard for a lot of other people to see it coming, but maybe I had a little bit of a head start because I saw it a little bit before. But we're just witnessing greatness with a guy like Brock Bowers. You just are. He's everything you could want in a football player. He's good at his job, but he's also very humble. Like, he's not one of these guys out here getting in trouble for doing dumb shit or, poor Rico Dowdle thought he was going to get away with that touchdown celebration for doing the 2 pumps instead of 3.
Oh, yeah.
But Brock Bowers ain't even going to do 1 pump. You know what I mean? He's just going to go out here and fucking score touchdowns. 1 hand, 2 hands, no hands. It doesn't matter. This man can score a touchdown with no hands. Okay?
But no cheeks first.
Touchdown. Yeah. The no-handed touchdown catch. It hasn't happened yet, but if it's going to happen, it'll be Brock Bowers. I think that this guy, I think he's my favorite player.
Yeah.
He's my favorite former Bulldog. He's my favorite NFL player. He's just so freaking good. He's missed a couple of games, and he's still like one of the top, statistically, one of the best tight ends in the league.
Yeah, man.
Even though he's missed all these games, he's just fucking amazing. I just wish for him that he played on a team that wasn't so stupid.
Yeah.
You the real MVP.
Yeah, I'm with you. You probably could, just like I could guess your MVP, you could probably guess my trash. But my trash starts at the top of the heap. The top of the heap of this team, which is fully trash. But you got to start at the top. And I think it's Stephen Ross. The Miami Dolphins are a fucking dumpster fire now. It's my team. And it finally happened, man. We were wondering, this goes back to was it 2022? When we were like, oh man, what's going on? The Miami Dolphins have a team that's on the verge of being a playoff team. Their rebuild might be working under Brian Flores. And then, boom, we got blindsided. Brian Flores got fired. It must be a good reason he got fired. And it turns out, I don't want to go through the whole story, but the owner had to pick sides between the coach and the GM. Well, the coach and the GM / quarterback. Stephen Ross chose to side with the quarterback, and the GM got rid of the coach and did it in a weird way that caused the whole lawsuit and all of this other stuff, and the coach got blackballed and all the stuff. We all know what happened. And they stuck with Chris Greer, bring in the hot offensive coordinator, and now they've mutually decided to part ways, which means we kindly fired this guy who's been around since even before Mike McDaniel. He's one of the longest tenured GMs in the league. He's been with the team before he was even GM. He was just in front office. He had the ear of the owner. And now he's gone, and it looks like Stephen Ross chose the wrong side. He was, according to Brian Flores, he was trying to pay for losses. He was trying to pay him more money to lose games, and Brian Flores wasn't about that life. And I think if Brian Flores wasn't about that life, that means Chris Greer was about losing games, and that it just felt like it represented the organization. And that made me so sour I almost abandoned my team that I've been a fan of since I was 14 years old. And now we see it's all trash, all starting over, and it started at the top, and now we're here. And it's just horrible, and I don't know what else to say, man. Just you can't fire the owner. So fans of the Dolphins are stuck with an owner that is horrible, and is probably going to rebuild another horrible thing, and this cycle just keeps going. The Groundhog Day of trash. So I just got to say, man, Stephen Ross.
You are trash!
Yeah, it's a worthy trash. For me, and I guess I kind of hinted at this, for me, it's a bit of a coin toss. It's obviously a coin has two sides. So for me, my two-sided coin of trash is it's the Browns and the Bengals. First of all,
Ohio.
How did the Browns are on a bye week? How do you lose on your bye week? I'll tell you how. You watch your former quarterback throw for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. In your division. Right? I mean, that's just operational malpractice. Yeah. Honestly. Yep.
But then the flip side of it is that the Bengals are doing what they did last year. They're just wasting talent.
Yep.
And they're wasting all these points. I mean, Joe Flacco over the last 3 games. Well, did they win that game against the Steelers? I think they won that game.
Yeah, they beat the Steelers, yeah.
Well, let's just look at their last 2 games. Their last 2 games, Joe Flacco has roughly 700 yards passing and 6 touchdowns.
Jeez.
In 2 games.
Can we have a piece of that in Miami? Just give me a little bit.
700 yards passing and 6 touchdowns over 2 games. And you lost both of them.
Yeah.
Because your defense is fucking pathetic and they can't tackle anyone.
Yeah. It's got to be it for the coach, right?
I don't know. I mean, they're one of those organizations. He just fired the
defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Last year, at the end of the year. And now you brought in somebody and it still sucks.
I mean, obviously you should put the GM under the radar because under the microscope, because you got to start hitting on the drive. The way to you paid T. Higgins, you paid Hendrickson, you paid Jamar Chase, you paid Burrow. The only way to get over that is to make good draft picks.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
And they're just not.
They're just not going to want that. Yeah.
You are trash!
My shit got learned is that stronger quarterback play does not equal victories. Geno Smith outplayed Trevor Lawrence. Jared Goff outplayed McCarthy. Flacco was better than Williams. Penix was better than May, and all of those teams lost. So we talk about this ultimate team game, and then they always put all the focus on the quarterback. But these quarterbacks can't pull you out of it, man. You got to have the ultimate teams, and that this week showed it more than most weeks, where you can't hide all of your ills and ugly marks with the good quarterback play. So yeah, that's my shit got learned. What's your shit got learned?
My shit got learned is that the NFL always finds a way to surprise you.
Uh-oh.
I saw something this weekend. 2 people sitting next to one another. A sight that I never would have thought I would see in my entire life.
Was it Trump and Epstein? I'm sorry.
No. Even weirder. Robert Kraft and Cardi B sitting together watching the Patriots-Falcons game left me wondering
what
in the
she
world
dating a Bills player? No, she's dating
she's dating Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I forgot.
What do these 2 people talk about?
Yeah.
Exactly. What is the conversation? Yeah. Had she even heard of him prior to this day?
Yeah.
I would I assume he'd probably heard of her. Yeah. But what do they talk like? That has to be like, it's either the weirdest, the most awkward, potentially most boring. I could see Robert Kraft like, so what does the B stand for? Do I call you Cardi or Miss B, or how does that work?
Is it your last name, or is it like saying that Cardi B tripping? Cardi B rapping?
And they're not gonna cut to that shot as much as they do the Taylor Swift one, obviously. No. But that's sort of beside the point. I just remember they cut to it at one point, and I was like, well, that's something I never thought I'd see in my life.
Same. That's hilarious. I thought before that I'd see video footage of him getting a hand job, but that never came out. The NFL destroyed that footage.
Yeah. We can't see that footage, but we can see Cardi B.
Cardi B standing next to him talking about favorite waffles.
Is it true you used to be a stripper? Right?
Yeah.
That would be the one thing he would have known about her.
Like, I've been around your kind, assuming she's still a stripper. I'm putting some Speck on Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold out here shocking everybody. He went 21 for 24, man. That's Drake May numbers, huh? 21 for 24, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns. He threw a pick, but, shit happens. But people counted this dude out ever since his head was too big for his Jets helmet back in the day. And now he's over here making heads turn in Seattle with one of the top teams in the NFL. So Sam Darnold's telling everybody out there,
put some respect on my name.
Who you putting Speck on?
I'm going to put some Speck on the Steelers defense. We have been much chatter has been spilled over the ineffectiveness of this defense. And, there are certain franchises, we hinted at this before, you should never underestimate them. They have too much pride. They've worked too hard to build a culture around their team. And it should surprise no one that they figured out a way to rise up and beat one of the best teams in the National Football League this year. Whether they'll be able to keep doing this for the rest of the year, I have no idea. But, for week 9, Steelers
put some respect on my name.
All right. Well, man, we did it again, man. I got through it. It was a rough week in general, and then football did not help. So, we got
Who
through
do y'all
it,
got next week?
I have no.
Oh my God, you're playing the Bills.
Yeah. This was supposed to be leading into the Bills. Yeah, so we got that going for us, man. It's okay. I feel like that meme where you're sitting in the fire, and it's like, this is okay. This is fine.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, we gave up our best pass rusher. We're doing that. Probably be more trades. Bye-bye, Jalen Waddle. Whatever happens. Who knows? But we're going to tell you about it whenever it happens, because that's what we do here. And it's been fun. We'll be back with some predictions later in the week and some updates on the trade deadline. I'm Jonathan Rollins.
Skip and Sarah.
With SveNFL. Peace.
Later, y'all.
Get serious.